Hi, I'm the Miserable Gamer and welcome back. We are playing the final episode of Stories Untold, which is called The Last Session. So we've had the House Abandoned, which was we were playing a game in a room, and then it turns out we were kind of outside. Then we had the Lab Conduct, where we were conducting an experiment against what I think was an alien entity. Then we had the Station Process, which was us working in a remote radio station type of thing in God knows where, which we had to decode certain things, and then there was an alien attack. So what's going to happen in the last session? Let's jump in and find out.
I think that's enough of that for now. You're quite fond of this show, aren't you? Okay, come on. Let's get you down to the observation room. This place must be starting to feel like home to you. Don't worry. Try and get you out of here eventually. Just in here. Okay, are we through in the next room? Just relax and we'll get started in a moment.
Right, okay, so straight in there, cutting up the intro.
Right, Mr. Asian, now are you ready? Just hit record on the tape deck in front of you when you're ready. This is subject 12-19-86-23, new session entry. We have myself, Dr. Alexander, leading, and in a room we have our patient, Mr. James Asian.
Who's been the
As we know,
same
James has
person
recently
way
recovered
through.
from a 2-week coma following his accident. In our last 3 sessions, James's attempts to recollect events of the accident seen him merging his memory with his imagination. These episodes have always ended in panic, and we've had to terminate the session abruptly. Let's try and do this one better, James. So when you're ready, let's bring this back. I know how difficult this must be, but you can do this. James, it's time to remember.
And that's the same voice that's been in each one.
Your mind, it's like a conscious black box. It can show you your memories. Look into it. In your most recent episode, you recalled a false memory of a remote weather station. You were isolated from the rest of the world, locked inside your coma. We interacted with you daily, encouraging you to wake. Your family would do number puzzles with you. Anything really to bring you back. People needed answers, James. Do you remember?
Now we're getting a
I have
signal
another signal
here.
here for you, James. It's at 5610 FM. You can't miss it.
It's going to be on that line.
Gotta see this. This is 20F. 12, 19, 86,
2304. Type in the numbers, James. You gotta see this. This is 20F 12 19 86 2304. Type in the numbers, James. You gotta see this. This is 20F 12 19
20F.
86 2304.
Oh, this is...
Type in the numbers, James. You gotta see this. This is
Right,
20F
I'm gonna
12.
detune that for a second. Put on that, it's nice and quiet. Right, okay, so James Asian, injured in a fatal accident, 20F. There we go. I was driving a station wagon. This happened in 63, January 63, no. Be American, won't it? So it'd be October 63. Driver name, Charles Hennings, died. Arrived on scene to discover two cars had been involved in a near head-on collision. Mr. Asian found lying down outside his vehicle with head injuries. An ambulance was immediately called. His passenger was trapped in the vehicle in critical condition from wounds sustained in the collision. The driver of the blue sedan, Mr. Hennings, was found dead on arrival. It was noticed that there was a smell of whiskey from the driver and an empty whiskey bottle on the passenger seat. Mr. Asian was questioned on the scene. He described an oncoming blue sedan clearly driven out of control, which he swerved to avoid. Mr. Asian's passenger was his sister. The driver of the blue sedan is an ex-police officer of 20 years. Right, so let's have a look at codename Whiskey, maybe. Alright, so we don't have the code files that we had. So we've got 20F fatal accident. Accident whiskey control, maybe. No. Right, 20F dash fatal accident. We got that bit. Empty whiskey. How are they spelling whiskey? Whiskey with an E. What's the other one? Out of control. So that's got us in.
Find the signal, James. Listen to the voices. You have to face it, James. Finally.
7,000 FM.
It's not likely. At all. I've worked with Officer Hennings for 6 years and not once have we even talked about alcohol. Drunk driving. He was a father, a husband. He was fine. No way he caused this. It's him. This Haitian guy. He's got something to hide.
Alright, I'm in control. So the control... it's really overly sensitive. You step out into the hospital ward, only it seems abandoned. Your vision is blurry. Vision is always blurry. Driving home, don't have that 5th pint. Seriously? 4 pints is okay though? I can't read that. You tense up, someone else is here. I can't go in there. You grab the keys from the table, they weigh heavy in your hand. So this is the day room. This is where I was watching TV. You spent most waking moments in here. You only caught a glimpse of the room. Your guess is why there is no detail here. Another door you never opened. You don't know what was in here. The waiting area is dark, but you feel a presence right behind you. Someone breathes on your neck, standing over you. Ugh. That's locked. Let's just check these doors. I think these are going to be locked. More locked doors, like you can't go somewhere you've never been. Locked. Makes sense. If it's a memory, you can only remember where you've been. You feel dread in the pit of your stomach.
Okay, we have a 22-year-old male just brought in from a vehicle collision. He was awake and mobile at the scene, but collapsed on arrival to the emergency ward. The other passengers died in the accident. I'm getting no pulse. Prepare for defib. Amp charge full to 10 and give me 100 joules. Come on, 100 joules. Charging up full to 10. Come on. Can we get this on the screen, please? Come on, 100 joules, charging up full to 10.
Right, Sync Master's got a flash in a second. Alright, it's charged. There we go.
Clear. No reaction from first stage. Let's try higher. 200 joules. Keep the amp charged at 10. 200 joules.
Yeah, I'm getting
Charge
it.
at 10. Let's go. Clear.
I think he would have died by now. I'm too slow.
Okay, we have a reaction of some sort here, a weak signal.
Yeah, because it was a
Let's
heart.
keep going. Increase again. 360, charge full.
Because there was a heart in the chart in the case, wasn't there? 360, wasn't it? So.
Come on, 360, hurry.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Clear. Well, would you look at that? It seems we have a pulse. Rhythm is stable. We need to run an X-ray right away. Where are we with that X-ray? Let's get it going now, please.
Can't remember how to. Is that the X-ray? So you got to turn stuff off as you finish
Looks
with
like
them.
an intracerebral hemorrhage. We need to drain this now to relieve pressure. Prepare for trepanation. Switch on a drill, please. The drill, please. Mr. Asian, you've made excellent progress. You're doing great. We need you to stay calm
Yeah.
and relaxed while we go through these next steps. We're going to attempt to alleviate some of this discomfort.
Nice. Spectrum. Doo-doo. God, that noise takes me back. All that time just to load the picture. Not only tonight is New Year's Eve, but tomorrow you leave on a 6-month trip abroad with friends. Mum, Dad, your sister Jennifer have decided to throw a party to celebrate it all. The house is full. You're in the living room, and as usual, you don't recognise a soul. The room is full of chatty strangers, mostly friends of Mum and Dad. There is a door to the hall. Go to the hall. You push through the crowd into the hallway. The hallway is as welcoming as ever, only this time the folks have put on a great big banner across the main hall. Half-finished drinks are abandoned on almost every horizontal surface. Stairs lead up, although the party is firmly downstairs. Go upstairs. As much as you'd love to, you promise you'd stay downstairs with the party. Okay. Look at the hall. Same as ever, stairs, door to the living room, and door to the kitchen. Go to the kitchen. They say all the best parties are in the kitchen. The kitchen is full of people and loud. There are drinks and food on the table, and the party is in full swing. Dad has cooked a hog roast which sits proudly on the table, although no one is eating it. Look at the hog roast. It looks great. Eat the hog roast. Maybe later. Look at the kitchen. There is a utility room and writing on the wall. Also, Jen is here signalling you. Read the writing. Happy New Year, 1986 on another banner. Weird place to hang it. Look at Jennifer. Your sister is calling you over to talk. Talk to Jennifer. She's too far away and the room is too loud. Walk over to Jennifer. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Go to the utility room. Just as you're about to head inside the utility room, Jen places a hand on your shoulder. You hug. You're going to miss each other. You thank her for the party. She asks if you're enjoying the party. Yes. You tell her it's great, even though you don't really know anyone. She tells you to enjoy it anyway, and to loosen up. She asks you to get her a drink. Get Jennifer a drink. You pour Jen a drink and one for yourself too. There's never an awkward silence with Jennifer. She always has a question. She asks if everything is sorted for the big trip. I think so. She repeats herself, asking if you're ready for your trip. Yes. You tell her yes, that you have packed everything with plenty of room to spare. Another hug. Your family really went out of their way to make this trip happen for you. It might be what you need to get some perspective, and maybe not fuck up so much. She's going to miss you. You're going to miss her. She walks away. Jen has disappeared into the crowd. You're left standing, nodding and smiling at the approving faces. There is so much to do for this move. Can't mess it up, but first, a drink. Drink your drink. You pour and down another drink, anything to move the night along. Drink your drink. You pour and down another drink, anything to move the night along. Go to the utility room. You open the door and peer in. You're never allowed in here normally. This is where Dad keeps his fine wines and whiskies, ceiling-to-floor racks, a collector, although he does actually drink them too. There's a bottle with a ribbon round it and a card. Read the card. You pick up the whiskey and the card. It's your dad's handwriting. Son, we're so proud of you and everything you've achieved. You've earned this. It's a bottle of 25-year-old double malt. You shouldn't really, but you have to try it. With your whiskey in hand, you take to the room around you. There must be hundreds, no, thousands of pounds worth of drink in here. You really must thank your dad for the whiskey. Drink the whiskey. You take a swig. It's probably the best and strongest you've tasted ever. Just wow. Drink the whiskey. You take a swig. It's probably the best and strongest you've tasted ever. Just wow. Go to the kitchen. You head back into the kitchen, clutching your new best friend. You stumble out of the utility room and back into the kitchen. That is one strong whiskey. You take another swig and give the thumbs up to Dad across the room. He nods and winks. Go to the hall, isn't it? You go back out to the hallway. A few bumps and laughs on the way through and you make it to the hall. You stop dead in your tracks. It's Jen, covered in blood. Look at Jen. She's staring straight at you. No one else notices. Look at Jen. Blood is dripping down her face. It's mixing with tears. Talk to Jen. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Walk over to Jen. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Talk to Jennifer. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Go upstairs. Eek. Hello?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
We tried our best, Mrs. Asian, but her injuries were too severe.
No, I don't understand. I was just talking to her.
I'm afraid Jennifer passed away before we could get to her in surgery. We did the best we could. I'm so sorry.
Where is she? Let me see her.
Please, Mrs. Asian, take a seat.
I don't want to take a seat. Let me talk to her. Now.
I'll arrange for you to see her. In the meantime, James is in recovery. He's stable for now.
I don't want to see him.
You are standing in the hallway. Something had stopped you in your tracks. While searching your mind, your sister interrupts. She waves a hand in front of you and asks if you can drive her home. You still feel out of sorts. Those words echo. Tell her you can't drive. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Talk to Jen. Yeah, we can talk in the car. Go get your keys. Go upstairs. You'd love to call it a night, but Jen is waiting patiently. Get your keys. I don't know what you are trying to use. Go outside. There's no point till you find those car keys. Go to the living room. You sure your keys are in the living room? The living room has a much more relaxed atmosphere compared to the kitchen. Various guests are sat on the chairs, having civilised conversations. There's a coffee table in the middle of the room. Your mum is pouring a drink at the drinks cabinet. Look at the coffee table. Drinks are on coasters like proper civilised people. You can't see your keys. Look at the drinks cabinet. Your mum's collection of wines and spirit. Definitely no keys in here. Look at the living room. A coffee table and a drinks cabinet. One of the chairs is overflowing with jackets and coats. Look at the chair. Don't look at the Chris. Look at not the various friends of your mum's or dad's deep in conversation. Look at the coats. You search through all the jackets and coats until you find yours. Aha! Car keys in the pocket. You grab both. Go to the hall. Keys in hand, you head back into the hall. Jen thanks you for helping her out. She has work in the morning and no one else is in fit state to drive. You can handle it though. You know the road like the back of your hand, don't you? Go outside. You open the front door and walk out into the freezing night. The cold air hits you. You are glad you have your jacket with you. There is dusting of snow around you as you step down from the porch. The yard extends around the back of the house and the car sits in front of the house. Get in the car. You fumble with the car handle, confused, until Jen tells you maybe use the key in your hand. Unlock the car door. Fumbling with the keys, you eventually get the door open and climb inside. The car is freezing. As you fumble around with your seatbelt, your sister opens up the glove box and hands you a note and a key that was inside. She tells you that it's for when you return. Start the car. You try to turn the ignition with sheer willpower despite holding keys in your hand. Insert the key. It takes a number of attempts, but you eventually slot the key into the ignition. Start the car. You turn the key in the ignition and the car roars to life. Drive the car. The car squeals but stays stationary. Jen's just releasing the brake, giving you a wide-eyed stare. Release the brake. You very hesitantly release the handbrake. Drive the car. You put the car in gear and pull out of the driveway like a first-time driver. You really shouldn't be driving. I am driving very drunk on the road towards the town where your sister stays. Jen started dozing off as soon as the journey got going. This shouldn't take long. You come to a junction. Is it left or right? You can't remember. Turn left. You don't want to, but you'd better ask Jen for directions. Ask Jen for directions. She grunts and throws her arm to the left. It's left. Of course it's left. Turn left. You turn the car left at the junction and accelerate off. Confident that you're on the right road now, you loosen up and put your foot down on the accelerator. You feel powerful as the engine roars at your command. Jen sits up in the chair and clutches your arm. She asks you to slow down. Slow down. That's not what really happened though, is it?
You're all over the place, James. Pull over.
Jen is hitting your arm and yelling at you, you crazy sister. Strange, there is a set of headlights coming directly at you, but really slow, like slow motion. Stop the car! You try to react, but your body isn't responding. There's nothing you can do to stop this. There's no way to control it. The lights merge with your car. The outside joins the inside. The whole world around
James,
you
for
begins to
fuck's sake,
scream.
pull over. James!
It was at this very moment, wasn't it, James? The moment you lost it all. Your sister, your parents, yourself. And then you made it worse. Go on. Show us what you did.
You wake up in the car, your world is upside down, your seatbelt struggles against gravity trying to hold you in your seat. An impact into another car has torn a hole in the chassis, poisonous fumes spill into your car from the engines, you're in grave danger. You have to get out of here. Get out of the car. You can't move, your seatbelt is still in place. Undo the seatbelt. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Release the seat belt. You release yourself from the seat. Gravity takes over as you slump on the roof of the car. Look at the cars. That car shouldn't be there. You don't understand. The driver is slumped in his seat. Walk over to the driver. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Put whiskey in car. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Get out of the car. You squeeze through the wreckage and fall on your knees on the ground next to your vehicle. Every breath brings pain to your chest, your head is throbbing. A blue car is smashed into the passenger side of your car. Your life cannot be ruined by this. You're standing holding your whiskey and your dad's note, flashing lights approaching in the distance. Put whiskey in other car. With the lights approaching closer, you begin to hear the shrill of their sirens. You simply cannot go to jail for this. You clean the bottle to remove your connection with the whiskey. You then very deliberately spill the remainder of the bottle's contents on the driver, and you toss the incriminating evidence onto his passenger seat. A circle of flashing lights surround you, illuminating the crash site in the darkness. Behind them, an army of people, all staring. One figure steps out, a silhouette, and walks towards you. Look at silhouette. The silhouette is a police officer in uniform. He beckons you to approach. Walk to police officer. Sorry, you are not making any sense. Walk to the police officer. Sorry, you are not making any sense. Talk to the police officer. You try to talk, but you are not making any sense. Look at the police officer. The silhouette is a police officer, and in uniform he beckons you to approach. Walk to the officer. Sorry, you are not making any sense. Look at the officer. Silhouette. Yeah, I know it's a police officer in uniform. Beckons you to approach. Approach the officer. As you approach the man, the pulsating lights around you get dimmer and dimmer while the pain in your head increases. You fall to the ground at his feet.
I know you're tearing yourself apart over it, but no matter what you keep telling yourself, you have to listen to me. That accident. That poor man. Me. You have to remember. It was all your fault.
Kind of a bit of Jen's as well.
I know what you did. How you left me there to protect yourself. Planting evidence on some poor man. You went headfirst into that officer and you wrecked all of our lives. And then you couldn't even take responsibility. You did the right thing for you and no one else. Save yourself. Only it was wrong, wasn't it? Look at you now. Utterly consumed by it. Say it, James. Say it. Tell them. yourself.
It has to end, James. Do you not understand? This episode you're having must come to an end.
Oh, god damn it, I've lost the bloody focus again.
Make it stop, make it stop. Do you remember? Well, I think we've made progress today, Mr. Asian. I guess we should tell the police what you've told us. Although I don't suspect they'll take you anywhere. I think you'll be with us for quite some time. Come on, let's get you back to your shows. I'll see you tomorrow.
I think that might be the end. Yeah. Wow. So basically, the whole thing was in his head. It was a mixture of reality and fantasy. His brain trying to comprehend what he had done. So basically, he had the parents had held a party, and he'd got drunk and drove his sister home. Had an accident, and then used the whiskey that he had with him to frame the other driver. His sister died, and he ends up, sounds like a dribbling wreck. Anyway, brilliant, absolutely brilliant game. I hope you enjoyed that too. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button, and remember to enable those notifications so you get informed of any videos that I put out. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Thank you.